What you get?
This about what I got. This all I got.
Sis, that's all you got.
Sis, that's all I got.
Did you go into the bank with your face open?
Sis, I went in
Where's
there.
your mask?
Sis, I went in there, but they had Krispy Kremes, and I really liked Krispy.
How you gonna get us caught?
I hadn't eaten this morning.
Did you make sure that nobody see you?
Sis, listen, I don't know.
Is that all you got?
But I figured
We going to jail for 12 cents?
No, but listen, we going to the party tonight so we can get us a drink.
We can't get much with this, sis. And you use the Crown Royal bag? Where's the big bag I told you to get from this time?
That's all I had.
Sis,
I'm sorry.
we going to jail for this little bit of money, sis.
But we gonna have a good time with this drink tonight. Okay, but I tried. I did the best that I could. I brought what I had. I'm not sure why. Oh, what about the love? What about the love? Okay.
Michon, I literally just want you to just sing.
Okay, all right. I guess I can
clearly. Bank robberies and pulling capers in parking lots is not your thing.
That's not my thing?
No.
Okay, well.
You literally got us 12 cents. We're going to do 12 years for this bank robbery.
Okay.
And then you go into the bank without your mask.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I did the best I could. You didn't give me clear instructions. I ain't never done it before. I love you.
Oh, what's up, Facebook? How y'all doing? I got Michon Young in the parking lot in Atlanta pulling capers. Yes, we pulled a caper. We got 12 cents from the local bank. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It is all good. How are you guys doing? First of all, y'all supposed to be at work. Now, I'm not sure why we able to have all these people on this live in the middle of the day. I don't even understand what that's about, but it ain't none of my business. You're grown. You feel what I'm saying? They grown, Michon.
They're grown, girl. They're grown. They think they want to drink.
Now, listen. If y'all don't know who this is, I think you have literally been living up on a rock. Let me tell you before I even get started. You had the Salt and Pepper Gold Tea song is thebomb.com.
Wow.
But right now, my favorite one is that Waiting on You. Can you give me a little bit of it?
I've been dreaming, I've been seeing visions of where I'm going. What do you have in store for me?
You gotta say the song, Michon. That'd be me. On the floor, like trying to dance with something. I'm like, you better stop acting like you literally are at the set with me at the time singing that song. I love that song.
Wow. And I wrote that from a really, really interesting place.
Really?
Yeah, some years ago. I wrote that song in 2010. And, I was a human resources director at the time. And, but I also had this yearning to use gifts that I just had lied. They were dormant, And so I remember literally praying one night, and I was like, God, I know you gave me some promises a long time ago, and you told me there were some things that were going to happen, and I'm just now going to be foolish enough to sit and wait, and wait on you to do what you say you're going to do, and it ain't been easy, but I waited with joy. I refused to wait in discouragement. I refused to wait in anger. I just said, God, I'm going to trust you. Whatever you say do, I'm going to do. I'm going to step out on faith. And this has been a faith walk. And I'm loving every minute.
Well, let me tell you, we love that Waiting on You here in Atlanta. All the DJs give you mad love. Really across the country, I hear that song a lot. So kudos to you. Thank you for allowing the Lord to use you to even write that song at the time.
Thank you.
Now, when did you know you really had this gift to sing? Like, were you like a little kid, like most people say? Like, when did you know?
I've been singing since I was a little girl.
Okay.
But I didn't, and the reason I started writing was because I didn't think that I sounded good on the songs that I hear on the radio. And I said, okay, I'm going to write stuff that I can sound okay to, because everything I thought nothing to me was sounding good. So at 11 and 12 years old, I was writing love songs.
Wow.
And I started writing songs about what I would see in relationships
At
with
12?
my family. At 12.
Really?
I was writing about, so if people did something wrong in their relationships in my family, I was writing a song about it. I wasn't experiencing it, but I was writing about what I would see. So when my favorite aunt and uncle decided to get divorced, I wrote a song called Baby, I'm Leaving You. This is it. Look, look. And that was my very first song copywritten.
Really?
My dad copywrote that song. Listen, no lie. And my father, may rest in peace, he said, I don't know why you're writing mature songs about love. He said, but there's something that's interesting about your words and the way that you're writing about. And I didn't know, at the time. I was just writing what I saw, and then I started journaling what I was going through as a teenager and so forth. And they just turned into songs, and I would hear these melodies. My mother was classically trained pianist, but I never was. I just would hear musical.
You had it in you.
I just would hear stuff. I would hear harmonies. I would hear everything. And then that's kind of how it started. My dad, always said that he hoped that I would go into music. My mom, on the other hand, she said, go to college, get your degree.
That's it. That's the
stay
answer.
Stable, and so I went that route, and that's what I did. So I'm just now over the last 3-4 years just getting
into settling in. I was going to ask you a little bit about your roots.
Yeah.
Were you raised in the church, singing in the choir like most people are? Is that your background?
Yeah, I grew up in a little church called Westside CME in Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
And my grandmother was a minister. My mother was the church, pianist. And so I was in the choir. And then I moved to Detroit. I was married at the time. Moved to Detroit, and I joined Pastor Marvin L. Winans' church.
Wow.
Yeah, so I joined his church, and I was on the hospitality department for 7 years. I didn't sing.
You didn't do any of the singing? I wasn't into praise and worship, doing the flags, none of that?
Because a lot of people join that church, I think.
For that reason, to get discovered or whatever.
Yeah, to do. But I joined it because I really was being fed, spiritually, the word. So, and I was greeting people at the door, on Sundays with my sash on. And one night, actually, God was just telling me it was time to start using my gift again. And I joined the choir and sat in the very last row.
Wow.
And this young lady, her name was Kim Reed, I'll never forget that. She says, I think this girl right here, she sings a little bit. So probably about 2 weeks later, they asked me to do a solo.
Wow.
And then shortly thereafter, Pastor Winans called me into his office, and he said, at that time, he was just releasing his first solo project.
Wow.
And he says, I want you to be, my personal background singing. I had never done anything professional at that point, mind you. But then I started touring with him, traveling with him. And in fact, right in ATL, when Tyler Perry opened up his studio, I came down with Pastor and was able to do a duet with him at Tyler Perry's opening up his studio.
Really? Michon, you gotta let us know what you do. I see people are checking in. Hello, Myron R. How are you?
Hey,
I saw
guys.
Neville's check in. How are you guys doing? Question. You said do you play any instruments at all?
I do not play instruments. I dibble and dabble and piano, but I played the viola for 8 years.
Okay.
But in terms of piano, guitar,
nothing like that. Have you ever had a desire to pick up one of those instruments?
I used to have a desire, but I can easily go. What's interesting is that I can easily go and chord stuff. I can chord what I hear, and I can tell you if that's C or B or whatever. But no, I've not had any training.
In it. If you had an opportunity to turn the camera more to direct. Oh, okay. Well, how about that? Is that better? Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Paisley. That is actually Mr. Paisley is actually my director on the live.
Hi, Mr. Paisley.
I actually call him Mr. T-Man.
Mr. T-Man. Hi, Mr.
He's
T-Man.
constantly like, I need this to be like this. Awesome guy. Yeah. Look, thank you. You're welcome. If you had an opportunity to do a project with anyone, dead or alive, who would that be?
Gosh, that's a good one. Ooh, well, alive, I would love to do something with Gregory Porter. I just think he's just amazing. It's just so natural and just so crisp and just clean and wow.
Good one.
Yeah.
They have a song they're playing by him now too. Him and
Layla.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, they walk on that.
Yes.
His song is so round. His voice is so round.
And it's just
Very round and supple. It reminds me of like a Luther. Like his voice rides the melodies really, really nice.
Yeah.
Excuse us.
Yeah.
But it's a difference. There is a difference, right?
There is
Your voice is a lot like that. Someone, actually, it was Mr. Paisley. He referred to you as the lady that sounds like Jill Scott.
Really?
That Jill Scott sound, kind of like-ish. What about that? How do you feel about that?
I'm cool with all of that because these ladies are phenomenal. So yeah, that's the first I've heard of Jill Scott though. Yeah. But I'll take that.
Right.
She's
bad, isn't she? She's bad.
Everything.
Jill is bad.
So Jill is not a game. So yeah, I take that. Thank you.
I don't know, right? How are you introduced? Hello, Mr. Eric Moore. That's my old boss.
Hi, Mr. Moore.
How did you actually get introduced into the stepping community? Now, I know you sing songs, honey, that we can't step to. You sing it. You know what I mean? That's what you do. That's your art. But how did you get over into the stepping community with your music?
That's a really good question. Because honestly, when I first released Something About You, someone took the song to I think it was Ken Bedford and Sam Chapman.
Okay.
Yeah. And somebody took the song to them and said, this is a good stepper song. And I was familiar with stepping, obviously, because I was born in Gary, and so I lived north of Chicago. Right. I lived in Richmond Park, I lived south of Chicago. I worked downtown, so I was familiar with stepping. But I had not been a part of the community, right? So they sent it over to Ken and Sam Chapman, and then next thing I know, I was invited to perform at the world's largest picnic, and that's where I debuted the song.
Y'all know something about you, right? Y'all don't want her to, because you know I asked her to sing. Okay, go ahead. Just the salt and pepper goatee part. That's like my favorite part of the song. Go.
Salt and pepper goatee, sign of your maturity, so grown and sexy, so pleasing to.
You better sing the song, Michon. That's one of my favorites. How did you hear about the tea? Really? How did you know about the tea? How did you find out about me? Now, this ain't even about me. This is clearly about her. But I'm going to ask her this question because that is interesting to know.
I actually, let's see. I think we met and, oh gosh, because now it's been about 2 years now. I think that I met you 2 years ago, I think.
Where we were.
I'm trying to think too. I want to say that we were in, it was a large event though. It was a large event. I can't even,
y'all know we're in the parking lot, so somebody gonna stop.
Oh no, they look like they could.
You know we don't pull this cable child. They come to get us a what? I'm like, I got you. See, they need to move from around the car. Go ahead.
So I don't know. I know we met at a large event. But I tell you, when I started really following you, I can answer that fast. You and DJ Myron were doing Tina Turner.
Oh man, Candyman. Yeah, I can
Yes,
I'm sorry.
you did. I can Tina. And I was somewhere watching you guys. I think I was out somewhere because I was cracking up laughing. And I told Jerry, my producer, I said, and now husband, I said, they are hilarious. And that's when I was really going to try and get you to be a part of a show that I was going to put in Detroit.
I remember that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started. And from then on, I just kind of fell in love with you guys. And Jerry and I, anytime we travel, because we don't get a chance to watch a lot of TV, but we do follow you guys, and we listen to your show and we crack up laughing, and you're just funny and just so real and genuine. Not to mention absolutely beautiful. And so we sisters now. We sister friends now.
Okay, you mentioned your husband Jerry.
Yes.
Now, personally, I find it a little overwhelming sometimes to deal with cans and men in business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, let me just do this on my own. I know how I want it.
Right.
I don't need you in my way.
Right.
How do you balance him? Because he's like your manager or something, right?
No, he's not. He produces all the tracks. So he's music. We do all the tracks, the music. That's him. I'm lyrics and all of the arrangements.
Okay.
So, we it's just the two of us doing this thing. But you know what? I think we have defined our lanes, and we've learned to stay in them. What his lane is and what my lane is. And we're respectful of that. So and we turn it off, in the evening. So we know we're business partners by day, but we're husband and wife in the evenings. And so we try as best we can not to, cross those lines, because that can be interesting. You can bring over that business side to home, and then it causes a lot of issues. But we made a conscientious effort to say, okay, look, I'm still, we still husband and wife here, but we're business partners here, and let's try not to have those lanes crossed to create any chaos or issues within what we have. Right. So
now, are you music 24? You're 20. That's what you do. You're all music.
Yeah. Now I'm all music. So I left corporate America. Now it's going on 2.5 years.
Okay.
And it was I don't mean to be deep or spiritual, but it was certainly a God moment for me, because I was comfortable in what I had done. I was blessed with a really great job, and I loved what I did. I worked in the automotive industry and in HR leadership. So life was I wasn't complaining about life, but I felt an unction in my spirit to step out. And it was, when I tell you it was a walk of faith, it was. Nobody knew me. All I had was what was in my heart and a pen and paper. And I just said, I trust you, God. If this is where you're telling me to go, and this is where you're telling me to do, then I won't doubt you. I won't look back.
What would you say to someone that is wrestling with trying to make those decisions? Whether they may not be a singer, but they may have, I don't know, they could be a baker, and they're very good at baking.
Right.
And they feel that if they were able to bake all day and sell their product, they could make it. They want to be an entrepreneur, but they got this job, so you get complacent, complacency. But at the same time, you're hearing someone like yourself saying, "Step out on faith." Okay, well, I can't call Georgia Power and say, that's our power company.
Yeah.
I can't call Georgia Power and sing Salt and Pepper Gold Tea to these people.
Right.
I don't care how good I sound.
Yeah.
What do you say to someone that's struggling with making that transition from working something that's consistent to wanting to go full entrepreneurship? Because you're an entrepreneur. You just happen to be the product, right?
I can't say it was an easy decision. I'd like to say that, once I really felt led to step out on faith, that I immediately did it. There was certainly some more prayer, and there were some more steps, because people often do tell you, just step out on faith, but they don't give you any actionable ways to do that, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to believe here, but it's another. These are real. My bills are real. Everything else is real. All that is real. So it was a plan. I put a plan in place. It's like, okay, this is what we're going to do, but we're going to plan so that I'll do it at this particular time, around this particular time. And then stick to it and sacrifice. I mean, there was because I was blessed in my other corporate America, I was accustomed to some nice things, a certain way of living. But then I realized what I wanted to do, or what I believe I was called to do, was bigger than heading to Aruba, or heading to, or doing things that I normally would do. I decided to really focus all of my finances on where I was going, and I think that's, at the end of the day,
it's a huge part of it.
It's the sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice to take something from conception to execution, you know, from an idea rather, you know, to get it out there. It's a lot of long hours. You don't get, you know, I was used to vacation pay and everything else and all of that, but it's planning too, though, that I think when you make up in your mind, this is what I'm going to do, then you need to put a plan in place. Say, okay, this time next year, this is what I'm going to do for the next 6-7 months. No, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, we're not taking that vacation, we're not going to do this, because we're going to save up 6 months of 7 months of salaries or whatever, you know, so we can do this. So it's really putting your money where your mouth and your heart is in many ways, and that's for me.
I think that's how a lot of people fail. They haven't made a plan.
Yeah.
They just said, well, I know this is what I should be doing. I should be selling cookies.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, well, I'm going to quit my job tomorrow and start selling cookies.
Yeah.
One of the main things that you said that was very, very pivotal is that you planned.
Yeah.
And like somebody said, there's a discipline. You just can't, especially coming from a man. Say, for instance, if the man is the breadwinner and, you know, he wants to go out and he wants to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And he's 40.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah.
He wants to be a rapper and he's 40.
Yeah.
But you got, you know, you got a wife, you got a mortgage, you got kids.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't go out and be no rapper.
Right.
But let's not start tomorrow.
Right.
You know, in the evenings you go out and do your little stuff in the studio, but go to work in the morning.
Right.
And then we'll make a plan 2 years from now is when you quit. You ain't quitting today talking about you getting no cornrows. That's not what we're doing.
Can I tell you a story? We on my first project, I have a song called Love on Me Tonight, right? And when I wrote that song, I had I'd worked a 13-hour day.
Oh, wow.
And I get home and Jerry was like, you know, I got this melody, this beat, I think you need to put something to. And I did, right?
Okay.
And through clenched teeth, because I'm tired and you know all that. And I again bring up that story because in a lot of cases, when you are pursuing purpose or dreams or whatever, you're working a second job. You know, you really have to put as much time, if not more, into the grind of your own thing as you do on your 9 to 5.
Y'all hear that?
You know, it was a lot of sleepless nights. It was a lot of times where I was in the studio to, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and had 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock meetings.
Wow.
So there was a lot of times, and coupled with the fact that I had a son who's now will be a junior in college, but I was mommy too. So I was wearing 12 different hats, but I just believed. I said, okay, it's not going to always be this way.
Yes.
It's not going to always be that way. Just hold on, keep grinding, and do it in love. And the thing about it too is when you're pursuing something, for me, pursuing something that you believe in should be joyful. You know, it should be. It's a lot of work, but it should be joyful. So I didn't get upset if I had spent 13 hours a day. Sometimes I'm agitated, we all do. Right. But I didn't get upset after I had to spend a long day when I had to come home and work on what the music and so forth. I looked at it as this is now I've invested into somebody else's business and their work. Now this is an investment this is for me now.
And a lot of times we forget to invest in ourselves.
We do.
Not just as women, but people, period.
We do.
We're so used to just working, coming home, paying the bills or whatever, and we forget to invest in ourselves, whatever that may be.
Right.
Whether that's treating yourself to some pampering or a vacation or whatever that may be. Yeah. Somebody said investing into your dreams takes sacrifice, consistency, and discipline.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does, and it's not easy.
It's not easy.
And I think I know a lot of times businesses fail because they haven't properly planned.
Right.
They don't have the discipline that it takes, and like you said, the consistency that it will take. You got to do this every day.
You got to do this every day.
If I'm gonna be a singer, I need to be doing something every day. Working on my vocals, writing, doing something that works toward my craft. You know what I mean? So if you guys is at work sneaking on your phone, you know what I mean? Clearly. And you have something you want to do,
Yeah.
You need to be doing that when you're not at work,
Right,
whatever
right,
that thing is.
right.
Working on those recipes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Don't forget your dream.
Yeah.
Because we only live this life how many times?
We only live this life once. Yeah.
Interesting.
And understand the ins and outs of what you're trying to understand, the business behind it. Understand all of that. I would study when I was blessed to travel with Pastor Winans. I would ask questions. We would sit and have one-on-one, and I would study, and I didn't mind being a background singer. Sometimes people want to be at the front.
Girl,
right
don't make
away.
me get out this car. Don't
Right
make me get out
away,
the car. I'm just saying.
I didn't mind lifting bags. I didn't mind what I need to do for you, sir. I didn't mind doing what I had to do. You sometimes can think you're supposed to go from 0 to 100 real fast, and that sometimes kills a lot of, because it's like, wait a minute, I'm all of that. No, sis, sometimes you got to take a step back and just kind of crawl before you walk, and I didn't mind that at all. I didn't mind being, and mind you, being a leader in corporate America, I was, as I said before, accustomed to certain things. So having to take a total step back now to go back to just, whatever everyone needs me to do, I'm going to do.
It's humbling.
Very humbling.
It's humbling because when I first started this, I thought I actually could just start being Oprah. And I can't start just being Oprah.
Right.
I got to do things like this. I got to do like the parking lot pimping and stuff. I got to talk to these steppers that be stressing me out. You know what I mean? They stress me out like all the time. Like I have to do PSAs. I have to scream. I get a headache. Sometimes I think my heart beating fast. It's something. But I understand I got to do all this stuff first before you can get to that next stuff. Because here's the thing: you never know who's watching.
You never know.
I said, cheer, but ain't that bad, right? You never know who's watching, who's going to see you, whatever the case may be. Now, you mentioned a child that's going off to college. What? You don't like you don't have no kid off to no college?
Yeah, I have one son, and my son is William David Young the fourth. And William will be a junior. He's a 6'4", bundle of love and joy, my one and only baby. And in fact, I'll be taking him. We'll be flying back to take him to school. He's in the Dominican Republic right now with his basketball team. But he'll be there till Tuesday, and we'll be flying him on the 1st of September, going back with him to school in Pennsylvania.
That's a serious question.
Yeah.
Was it difficult raising a black man?
Let's see.
And you know what I mean by that?
Yes.
Because it's different. I could say, how was it raising a son? Can't say that.
Because there's a difference. You're right in raising a black man. And I'll say this: we lived in an area where there was very few people that looked like us, and so for a minute there, it concerned me that it seemed as though my son wasn't really understanding the plights of his culture. So I had to make sure that, and I purposely made sure that he understood Black history, that he understood, all the things that the area we were in weren't really teaching him. And it wasn't his fault that he became kind of conditioned to what other people, he would see, Johnny and Susie able to talk certain ways to their parents or do certain things, and he was seeing things that culturally didn't work in our house.
Girl, I like the way you said that, because honey, you get slapped out, honey. What?
Yeah, he's had a lot of unfortunate situations. Yeah, he had a lot.
Sorry, son. But no,
sorry,
we don't do that
son.
here.
It was all done in love, but because I think he needed to know, that son. Yeah, you've got a lot of friends that don't look like you. But let me just tell you, when you get out into that world, they won't see you just same as they see your friends. And I'm not trying to make you scared, but I'm trying to make you aware, that this world is something else. And for a minute there, up until the situation happened with Trayvon Martin, he had not, I don't think, seen, what could happen to us. Do you know what I'm saying? That was eye-opening for his generation, to me, to see that they're still alive and well today. So we had some really real moments and discussions about what life is like as not only just a Black person, but especially as a Black male. And to this day, we still do. You know, I worry, I pray every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell them, listen, you can't do like everybody else does. And I know that sounds bad.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that I have to tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
feel bad that I have to tell you that, yes, you're smart, and yes, you didn't come from, you know, what they think the area.
You're not a thug or
right,
whatever.
Yeah, you did. I can't. I wish I could tell you that they're going to just see the greatness in you, just because of you. But the harsh reality is, many people aren't going to see that because they're going to first look at your outer and determine that you're not good enough. Unfortunately, and that's the reality of it. But the good side of that is that you have to really believe and know, you know, that you're just as good. You can do just as much.
Yes.
And don't let that deter you. You know, be happy with who you are. Be happy with the skin that you're in. Love the skin you're in.
Right.
You know, and that's been some real conversations. I think the older he gets, that we're having more and more. It's because now it's real. He's in that stage now where mom is not, you know, always there to protect, and he's really seeing some of the things that we talked about.
Exactly.
He's seeing how when he goes in stores that he might be with 3 other friends that don't look like him, and they're all coming in together, and they don't care that they all have on Ralph Lauren, but they're gonna follow you to make sure, you know.
Right.
He's seeing that, and he's witnessing that, and he's telling me that. He's like, Mom,
It's disheartening.
it's disheartening.
Yeah.
He's like, Mom, I was in such and such and such and such, and they about followed me around, and I'm like, you know, I wish it didn't happen. I wish it was not happening, you know. But it's sad.
It's real.
It's sad. It's real.
Cat in the Hat, I would like to say hello. I would like to acknowledge you. Before we go any further, I do need to say that this show is sponsored by Stepping Into Spring. It's March 20th through the 22nd in Little Rock, Arkansas with Pam Smith. So I have posted her information if you guys want to get some more information about that. Stepping Into Spring, Little Rock. They stepping in Little Rock. Did you know they were stepping?
They stepping in Little Rock.
Need to get you up to Little Rock, girl.
Yeah,
They stepping up there.
I heard the good things about Little Rock.
They having a good time up there in Little Rock while y'all down here playing. Okay, Michon. Top hip hop song in your playlist.
Ooh, top hip hop.
I got to see where you're coming from, sis. Because if you come out with some, I don't know. What you gonna say? Your top song in your playlist that you get in your car by yourself and Jerry don't be in there, and you just straight thank you like hot girl summer situation. You know what I mean? Like what is it?
Okay, now this is just so bad.
What is it, ratchet girl?
Ooh, it's kind
Is
of
it ratchet? Oh, you got some ratchet, Michon?
Ooh, I guess it's undercover. I guess. I don't know.
What is it, girl?
Oh, let's see.
Y'all, she got some ratchet.
I don't know. Let's see.
got some ratchet, y'all.
Oh,
Is it like a twerk song?
No. See, listen. I like beats, so I like gangster
Hard.
beats. I like, you know, I
like UGK, like
you know,
hard like that.
You know.
Some. Oh, me and you rock something in your cousin too. What song is that, y'all?
Yeah,
That's
I play that.
me and you,
Your
your mama and your cousin too. Is that Outkast?
Yes, that's Outkast. I know, but
Growing up, slamming Cadillac doors.
uh,
That ain't too bad.
It ain't
That's
too
not
bad.
too bad.
But
That's
you-
not too
but when
bad.
when I listen to certain beats, you know,
You
that
lose
just
it.
it's like, you know, it's like.
Oh, do you do your face like that, Michon?
Yeah, I do my face like that. I do like this. No, it's like this. That's how I do my face. Yeah, I do my face like that. I know that's bad.
I like it, girl, because you said, now you listen. You mentioned to me that you think people may think that you're a little, you know,
little deep,
little diva, or maybe a little diva, or, you know, unapproachable.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might be accused of that
Yeah.
or whatever. But I want to let y'all know going forward, honey, this sis listen to Outkast, honey, in her private time. So don't be thinking she is unapproachable because she's very approachable.
You know, I like to have fun, and I'm silly. My friends I'm real silly. I'm a prankster, and I just like to have fun. I like to enjoy life, and I'm just silly most of the time.
Most of the time,
80% of the time, I'm silly. I'm real
see?
silly. Yeah,
If you could give some words of encouragement to, we'll start with a man, a black man
oh girl,
out here doing the best he can. He's sneaking on this live right now. He's supposed to be working, but he's doing the best he can.
okay.
he's got things, you know, that he deals with, but he doesn't share with anybody. You know, he takes it home with him. He wakes up with it every day because he doesn't want to seem like he's weak. You know, sometimes our black brothers feel that if I really expose how I really feel about something, you might think I'm weak. I don't want to come across weak, or I don't want to come across that I can't handle this. I want you to know, I want you to think that I got it all together, but inside, I'm dying.
You know, I think, you know, from a woman's perspective, I think sometimes we indirectly, and I'm just speaking for me, sister, so I'm not speaking for nobody else, I'm just speaking for me, but I had to learn how to try and understand my mate's world, you know. Sometimes we get so caught up into our needs as women, and sometimes we can get so caught up into what our men are not doing that we don't appreciate what they're doing, and that feeds into their spirit as well, because they too feel like, I can't share that maybe I didn't get that promotion, or I didn't get this or that and the other. I don't want her to just be disappointed in me because I already disappoint her in A, B, and C and so forth. So for me, I just had to learn, and I was married before. I'm married, you know, now I'm happily married now. But I was sip. But I was married before, and I'm not even going to disrespect that king, because that is my son's father, and I pray for him and his wife every day, because if he is not happy and something's wrong with his life, that in fact affects my son.
Exactly.
So
that's mature.
I have to make sure
that's mature.
That I can't just, you know, we didn't work out, but I'm not going to be mad about at him or talk badly about him to our son, because I want my son to always respect it. Yeah, I want him to respect his dad. That has nothing to do with me, his relationship with his son. So I try to respect. I don't even know how we started talking about that. I don't even know.
But it's good. I'm sure that's helping somebody. I don't know why that came
maybe
up.
You
just needed to say it.
Maybe so. But I think,
but hopefully that encourages a man that's listening to say, and then a woman, I mean, I was going to do it separately, but at the same token, when you talk down about, especially our black men, and the reason why I'm emphasizing on that is because they're the start of it. You know, if our black kings are they feel lifted and they feel respected, it's going to trickle down, if you will. And it doesn't have to necessarily be your man. It could just be a black man, period, that you may know. How do you encourage that guy to feel, first of all, that he's needed? That he's wanted, he's desired. Not necessarily I want to be with you, but I need you in my life in some way. I need you to be my friend. I need you to be okay. You know, well, whatever you're dealing with. I had a friend of mine the other day is going through some things, and when he called, he just poured out his heart. And for a man to be able to do that, first of all, I feel extremely honored that he would respect me that much and feel that I would have something to speak into his life, that he would even call to be that vulnerable. Men are not easily to be vulnerable, especially with a woman that ain't their woman. You know what I mean? So for him to do that, and I didn't know the words to say other than I'm here to listen. Right.
And sometimes that's what our kings want. You know, sometimes they want us to just listen, hear me out. Because sometimes, and I was guilty of this too, so I'm not telling you something, I'm not perfect, but what I have learned is sometimes, you know, we need to take a backseat approach, you know, sometimes to and help our men, you know, in listening more than we're talking. Sometimes, you know, we come home from work, we want to tell you everything that went wrong. We want to tell you everything that ain't right. We want to tell you, want to fuss at you for not doing this for the kids and for not doing that. We want to do, you know, it's hard out there for our black men.
I agree.
It's hard out there. Now, I'm not excusing some foolish behavior. I'm not doing that, you know, and that's men sometimes in general, but in particular, our black kings have it rough. And I just believe personally that the least that we can do as sisters, is uplift our kings. Whether it's your brothers, your especially your mates, let them know how special they are. Let them know that you do have their back.
That's right.
Let them know that you put them on a pedestal, even if the world doesn't. You know, and let them know that you care, because they carry a lot on their shoulders.
They do.
You know, and as a mother of a black prince, I want to make sure that I always uplift him and let him know there's nothing you can't do, and I'm going to always support you. I'm going to always be your number one fan. And sometimes we focus so much on what our black kings are not that we forget to tell them what they are.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to emphasize in my music what you are, because sometimes the world doesn't let you know that.
Ooh, you just got real deep, girl. They got real deep right there, sis.
I don't know.
Because I can hear that in the music when you just said it. Your words. If people, if you really go back, I know we be jamming, but go back. Oh, that's really good. Go back and listen to some of her lyrics. Now, someone had just said, did y'all see the Brian McKnight latest regarding his adult son's attitude towards him? Yes, I did. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Okay, so just kind of summing up the part that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
His grown sons, first of all. I think one is 30 and the one is 27, so they grown.
And don't they sing or something too?
I think they kind of help. Yeah. Help him out a little bit, whatever.
Okay.
He's been taking care of them, of course, all their lives.
Yeah.
But he's gotten remarried to another, whole other situation,
Okay.
whole other family over there.
Okay.
So he told his boys, listen, I'm gonna take care of you guys for 2 years. In this 2 years, get your stuff together. If you're gonna go to school, whatever you're gonna do, you got 2 years. Literally, he paid for everything, about the cars, paid for the house, everything they could want.
Okay.
2 years are up. He cuts them off.
Okay.
They go to social media mad. He is a deadbeat dad. He never been there for us. Whatever the case may be, that's their position. Now, some people are taking it as in his life, he kept making reference to, I've always paid my child support. I've always done this, that, and the other. So a lot of people's position is he's looking at money. He's replacing money for him.
Okay.
I didn't get that interpretation from his life. What I got from his life was you have 2 grown men that want to continue to be taken care of. Now, a lot of people are blaming him. You've been spoiling them all their life. You done spoiled them. They yours. Keep on spoiling them.
Yeah.
But his comeback is, I gave them 2 years to get it together before I said I was no longer going to take care of them.
Right. And I personally think that's fair. If that is in case how it went down, I think that's fair, because I guarantee you that I will not be taking care of my son at close to 30 years old. I guarantee you that I will not be making life so comfortable where he doesn't realize you need to take care of yourself. So listen, I'm not taking care of you. I hope to have laid a foundation for you to understand how to take care of yourself. Now, young people need help sometimes. Sometimes we're gonna help and so forth. But if I've given you a complete understanding of this is how this is gonna work for 2 years, save your coins, sons, because in 2 years,
that's it.
You're gonna be cut off. I think that's fair. And how would you say they were? 25?
Girl, I think they're like, one is 30 and I think that was like 27. Like, they're grown. Like, they ain't no babies. These are not babies. And I'm trying to, so yeah, someone said he's about the part when the son said that they're told their dad that you're more valuable to me dead than alive. Oh, that is so disheartening. Really? He said you're more valuable to me dead. I think the son said that to Brian, to like the dad. It's something else there though. Yeah. That's a harsh thing to say, and it's not to your parents. I would like to believe that there's got to be something much deeper than just the 2-year cutoff. For you to use that, say something as harsh as that you're better off dead and all that is something that is deeply rooted in that young fella's heart. Something that's something between them, their relationship somehow, some way, and maybe they never got over mom and him divorcing. They may not have ever gotten over
That's what I'm thinking it is. That's what I'm thinking it is. What should he do? What should Brian do at this point?
Wow.
And we're talking about Brian McKnight if you just joined it on.
Outside of obviously praying, I think he needs to have some discussions with. I need to take social media out of it. So social media to me is so cowardly when you hide behind and just say things in many ways, you know, I think it's the coward approach of dealing with issues. You know, as we talked about earlier, you know, you need to have that one-on-one, and this is a discussion that they need to have. And actually, I'm wondering if Mom is still friends with Brian, because I think that would, you know, maybe counseling also, because it sounds like it's deeply rooted. It sounds like it's just not about these 2 years. It sounds like it's something else. So maybe because it has reached this level, I mean, that's pretty harsh. Maybe they need to consider counseling, and maybe inviting the mother as well into counseling, because there's some
deep rooted stuff. And it's really unfortunate how people can't. At the end of the day, it goes back to the parents. It's like you said, there's something wrong with that relationship. Either she's spewing negative, continuing to keep that alive. Because let me tell you something, I'm completely over my ex. I could care less what he does, what he does with his kids, what he does with his wife. I could care. When I tell you I don't care. Please, Michon, believe me, I don't care. I really don't care. So when you're over something, things like that doesn't bother you. And then I never talk bad about their father to my children. So it seems like it's something there that perhaps Mom needs to kind of go back and fix. I'm assuming she's still alive. I'm assuming. I never really talked about her.
I believe so. I believe so. Because I think I read something about her a few years ago. So I believe she's still around. But
that's so unfortunate, right?
That really is. That is the worst to me. When things don't work out, you know, and now all of a sudden you pitting the kids against, whether it's the mom or you pitting them against the dad. That's just horrible, because you're putting your kids in the middle of that's ultimately going to have a real adverse impact as they get older in their relationships.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially being black men. We just were talking about black men. You got that. You have that to contend with as well, with all the other world stuff you have to deal with. So very unfortunate.
It's like, just because, you know, like we said before, just because things didn't work out doesn't mean he's a bad man. Right. It just means that it didn't work out with you, but doesn't mean that he's a bad father or that. And then when I hear you know, comments like, "Oh, I'm just gonna be just like your daddy," and I cringe when I hear things like that, because it's like, why? Why we gotta feed that into our kids? You know, it's hurtful. It's hurtful to them, and it confuses them, and it's hurtful to them as well. Because many of our kids, you know, I think that have been in homes where there've been mom and dad, and then they leave. They've grown accustomed to both mom and dad, and now you're trying to, you know, pit them against the other and making it seem like dad
he's the worst thing that ever lived. Right. But that's still my dad, and I love him.
But that's still my
dad at the same time.
And I love him. You know, it's like so I'm just gonna pray for them. I'm praying for
let's give a moment of silence for Brian.
Yes. Give it to him, God.
All right. So, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Do you have anything coming up that we need to be involved in? We need to know about tour dates. You need some background singers. What's going on?
Hey, what do you need? You know, I could always use. We got lots of things going on. This has been a really blessed year. We've got new music coming out October 1st. Carmichael and I have a song out underground right now called Your Vocals. Nice. And I've got a new project that will be coming out next year, full project. And really excited about that. I got some real good stuff on that. And heading back to London soon. Will be in October 13th in Chicago. Kajan, Carmichael and I will be in concert. I'll be in concert next Friday in Detroit at Archbeats and Eats Festival. So it's my website, www.michonyoung.com, has all the updated information. And I am horrible at social media. I'm trying to get better. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. You know, I'm just adjusting. I'm learning how to balance this schedule. I'll just be transparent. A lot of this is new to me.
I understand.
And so I'm just learning, you know, I'm feeling my way around. So guys, if sometimes I don't respond, you know, please charge it to my head, not my heart.
She probably didn't see it.
Because I'm just
there's an inbox.
I probably haven't even seen it, but I really do try to respond personally as best I can, because I count it an honor and a privilege that people out of all, it's a lot of artists out there, and if anybody takes the time to purchase your music, to come see you, to want to shake your hand or hug you, the very least you can do is respond back, because people have to do that.
Right.
They have to spend their money on you.
That's right.
And whenever you think you that grand that you can't talk to the people, you need to step away from the people.
What? Sip. She will be at, we're doing Ellery's tonight.
Yes.
We're going to celebrate with Devan Poe here in Atlanta. So we'll be doing a little Ellery's tonight. She's not singing or anything. I don't guess. I don't know. They may give her a mic. You never know what's going to happen.
If he, it's his birthday. So
whatever he wants.
If he says he want to hear a little something about you, then I'll have a track ready for that.
How about that? So we're going to do Ellery's tonight. We want to say thank you so much, T-Sippers. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some love for Miss Michon Young. Let me see it. Make sure you go to her website. Follow her on social media. I did tag her in this live as well. Are you on Instagram, or do you even know if you
am.
You are on Instagram.
I am at Michon Music. At Michon Music.
Go, girl. You need your Instagram. Hey. All right, so y'all make sure y'all follow her on Instagram as well. This is Michon Young. I have one more question before we go. They're gonna write a book about you and your life.
Yes.
What's the title?
Ooh. Oh gosh, that's a good question.
I have a lot of good questions.
Yes, you do, girl. You better go ahead with the questions.
What's the name of that book?
What's the name of that book? Okay.
It could be a series. You know, you may have to have several novels.
Let's see. Okay. I would just say it would probably be the power of faith. The power of faith, I think. The power of faith, because that kind of says everything.
Up to this point,
you know, going through a really, really bad relationship and experience, and having to still keep it together, to be everything to your son, you know, to be a strong woman, to help him be a strong man, and to get into an industry at a season point in your life as a beginner, with the confidence that you can. So
Ambassador named it Love Life Experiences of Michon.
Oh wow,
that's nice too.
That's not bad either, Ambassador.
I like to ask that question when I talk to artists or people, celebrities. I like to ask that question because it's something to think about when you're at home thinking, going, wait a minute, I really need to put a thought behind if I was going to write a book. What would it be called up to this point in my life? Because it's going to change, right? But up to this point, what should the name of my book be? Because this is my life.
Wow, and that is, I think there's just one word that I think can just describe everything I've experienced and everything I'm still experiencing now.
And that's faith.
It's just faith. It's just, we don't know. You know, sometimes you got that art of not knowing. I think Bishop T.D. Jakes had a series on that recently. And sometimes you just have to go on in the dark, and just believe. You know, just go on.
That it's gonna be okay.
That it's gonna be okay. That you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be.
I don't know how.
And sometimes you don't know how. Right. You don't know how. I can't tell you how many times that I felt the inkling on the inside to do something, and I'm like, but I'm not skilled in that. I don't have the resources for that. I don't have this. I don't have that. And finally, I would hear, well, why are you telling me everything you don't have? Let's look at what you do have, and let's focus on that and believe. You know, and I know it sounds simplistic, but when I tell you that there's so much power in faith and believing. So I guess that's kind of what I would do it.
Y'all heard that, didn't you? Well,
so how do you like your theme song? How do you like
oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if you guys just, I don't want to cry again. You're not going to make me cry again. You're not going to make me cry again. I promise you. I'm saying that in my head. You're not going to cry again.
Oh.
So Michon says, I'm coming to Atlanta. I have a surprise for you. And I'm like, okay, cool. What is the surprise? I'm not going to tell you. I'll just tell you whatever. So yesterday as I'm driving, she says, check your emails. Why I need to check my emails, sis? Like, don't do this to me. I check my emails, and she has written a theme song for me for Parking Lot Pimpin'. So if you're just not getting on, the song is playing at the top of this. But you know what?
Can we just play it for
Can
a
we
minute
play
right
it
there?
again? Oh, my phone got too hot.
Did it get too hot?
Trying to rob the bank. We don't put the phone up in the window.
Hold on, I got my phone.
Look at here.
Wait a
Saying
minute.
it too hot.
Too hot. Why's the phone?
Because it was up in the sun.
Okay, well, I'm going to play it on my phone. We're going to have to...
Y'all, hold on. Just sit. Y'all have got to hear this song because sis went to work. Do you hear me?
Well, you know what? I just think this is such a... she's a wonderful lady. Can I just tell you that?
So sweet.
I love your personality, your spirit, and that's why I watch you and I follow you because you make me laugh too, you know. And sometimes you can just feel when people are just genuinely that way, or when it's just kind of like that's who they are in front of the camera, behind the camera. I just think you're real, and I like hanging around with real people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am. This is me, which makes me very vulnerable to be hurt a lot.
I get that. I can understand. Yeah.
I'm very easily hurt.
Yeah.
People don't believe that, but I am.
Not really.
Very easily hurt. Like my feelings are like really, really on my sleeve.
I never would have thought that.
Yeah, girl. I'll be like, what? Did I make you mad, girl? Yes. The thought of me hurting somebody's feelings or hurting them or them thinking I did something malicious and it wasn't my girl. It'll have me up. I'll be pacing the floor, plucking out my eyelashes. Oh, it's horrible.
Sis, I never would have thought that. I'm not gonna play. I really
I'm
never
so
thought
serious.
That.
I know y'all gotta get back to work, but I want y'all to hear my Parking Lot Pimpin' song.
Okay.
So y'all gotta stay and listen to my song, or you gonna hurt my feelings if you log off.
Okay, let me see if I can put it up real loud.
Can you get it real loud?
Yeah, let me see. Can I do it?
Okay, turn it. Put your speaker
Oh, wait a minute.
It ain't gonna
Put
do
a
the speaker.
Okay, let me see.
Wait,
Speaker.
y'all
Okay.
gotta wait.
Oh, shoot.
Put it on your speaker.
Hold on.
Wait, y'all. Shoot. Y'all ain't working.
What happened? See, I'm so mad.
Y'all
we
up in
can't-
here almost
I'm so-
45 minutes. Y'all ain't working.
I'm so mad that we could not put it on the thing.
On the thing, my
Unless I
phone got
could've-
hot, Michon.
Oh, shoot. Because otherwise I could have, and we can't Bluetooth it through here, can we? No. Okay.
Oh, girl, Michon, we
Well, that's
not
all
that
right.
tech savvy.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the front.
Right.
Go back to the.
I was trying to cool my
beginning.
phone off, but it's extra hot.
It's
like
just
it was up in the
extra.
window.
I don't know
But
why we
it-
put it up there too.
Girl, I don't know. Trying to get in the car from the police.
Well, that's true. And my little bag that we got.
You got 12 cents.
I got about 50. So we.
Michon, we can't get none of that now with 50 cents. But good try. Anyway,
Love you too,
we
Vonda.
love you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to support this young lady. Again, we will be at Ellery's tonight.
Yes, come
Pepper
on
Mr.
out,
Javan.
y'all.
I want to say thank you to stepping into spring. Pam Smith and those guys out in Little Rock. Thank you so much for continuously supporting the brand. Continue to support the brand, Talking Tea with Tika. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Talking Tea with Tika. I will be live at the world's largest. I'll be doing commentating there. Listen, that thing's so cold, y'all. It's back. So we'll be doing the world's largest. I'll be doing that live. So make sure you follow my station. Follow me on Instagram, T Lady ATL. That's TTEA Lady ATL. What is this young man doing?
I don't know, but is he coming to see you? Hey, King. Bless you.
You don't know me. What makes you think you know me? I don't think y'all hear me.
He like that hair. Hey.
Anyway, all right, guys. Oh, Devan is here. Happy birthday, Devan. Guess who will be there? Okay. What do you want her to do? Y'all in a stolen car.
You know what? That's ambassador.
Why are we still a car?
Why are we in a stolen car?
This is my car. Okay, so it's Devan's birthday. Oh, it's actually Devan's actual birthday today.
Oh, it's actually his birthday.
It's actually his birthday.
Oh,
you know, that doesn't
Devan.
happen a lot. So sing my birthday song. You hear?
Let's see.
Okay.
Happy birthday. Just do happy
Which one we gonna
birthday?
do? We're gonna do
happy
the-
birthday. Let's do happy birthday. Let's sing happy birthday.
Which one are we doing? Are we doing the black version?
Happy birthday. Oh, we're gonna do black one.
You know, that's a black one. Why do we call it the black happy birthday?
Yeah. Okay. I'll
That
do
was
whatever.
actually to Martin Luther King. It was just a song that was just for Martin Luther King. I don't know why it's become the black, happy birthday.
Happy birthday anthem.
No, you sing. I'm just gonna come in. I don't want to do that one. I think you can do some cute runs on the regular.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see.
Stand up and stretch your diaphragm. What we need.
Happy birthday, Van. Okay.
Okay, we ready? Her name is Devan. You ready?
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Van. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, so I didn't know how to do all this stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught up.
Sis, I was trying to do the little.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to.
It's hot. Just blame it on the
I
heat.
just was trying to do the little harmony thing, and you did all the. I couldn't follow it.
Okay, let's do the last part then. Happy birthday. You high? I'm low.
I don't know where I am now.
Okay,
Can you
how
give
about
me?
you? Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
And you go up above me?
Should I go up or down?
I think you go above me. Happy birthday.
Okay, go.
Happy birthday to you.
Why I wanted to be my birthday? Like that is the hot. Let me tell you something. We just killed the happy birthday song. That's all I want to know.
That's funny.
We just killed the happy birthday song.
See you tonight,
See you tonight, Devin. Y'all go back to work. I see Candy.
Love y'all.
Girl, look who just logged on.
Candy Man, why you just logging on, Candy Man? Oh my goodness, girl. Girl, let's go.
Yes, we
Let's
are.
go get some more money. Come on.
So why y'all be this silly? All right, bye. We gotta go finish doing this caper.
We're going to get some more money.
Girl, they go to parking lot people.
Girl, they come to give tickets. Girl, come on, girl, get
Wait a minute, wait. We gotta go. Okay, bye, y'all. No,
y'all.
we're really serious. We're really serious. Wait.
Did she didn't come over
Wait,
here yet?
what? Rotate the phone. We can't. Oh, I can't flip my phone around. Hold on.
Yeah, she right there. You
Wait.
see her.
Wait, that was the wrong person. That's me.
Wait, there you go.
That's her. She finna give us a tip.
Girl, she about to give us a tip.
Oh, we gotta go. All right,
Ma'am.
listen, man. Okay. Ma'am.
Love
Maybe
you,
we should
sis.
put the money up. Put the money up.
Sis.
See, we just okay.
Love
Ooh.
you, sis.
Y'all, we are in Atlanta tonight. We will see y'all at Ellery's. Okay, they said next year sing their song to them.
Okay.
Everybody gonna start requesting the birthday. All right, guys, we love y'all. Bye.